Good dark morning to you. It is it doesn't get daylight very early nowadays. I think it's 6 o'clock, something like that. So, truss comparison, store-bought versus built in the shop. We typically don't do trusses in the shop. It's time consuming. It's a lot of tedious parts, things that have to be made from gussets to the webbing inside, figuring all the angles, getting the gusset sizes correct. I think there's 3 different sizes of gussets or mending plates that we use on in this particular truss. I think I've built probably close to 50 sets of trusses. Not a lot, but they're typically made based on, I usually keep the plans of trusses that we've bought and go based on what those are for the webbing in particular, the sizing of the top and bottom cords. And that's really worked well. We've never had a problem with them. So a cost comparison. I went through, I added up everything that we used. There were 13 pieces of wood. They ranged from 2x4 16s, 2x4 10s, 2x4 12s, 2x4 10, pretty much 2x4 8, 10, 12, and 16s we used to build these particular, it's a salt box style truss. There's 2 different ones. There's the gable ends, of course. You can see the one standing up there that have the verticals so that we can nail sheathing 2 foot on center all the way down through there. One thing that I like about, just about the only thing I like about building my own is down on the end here, typically when they do a truss layout, they start in the middle. A salt box is a little bit different, but if it's a conventional ranch style truss, they'll start with a 2x4 dead center, and it may or may not line up on the end. And if you're doing T111, that tends to be a problem, getting them to line up, so you have to stagger them. And it's just a little more waste on my end if we have to do it that way. So we started right on the wall with a 2 foot on center for the gable end trusses, so that the studding comes correctly for the sheathing to line up. That's kind of a small detail, but it's sort of a pain in the neck when you're on site and you're having to deal with that. So the materials for the lumber, quite a few numbers, so I kind of wrote them down. There were 13 pieces of lumber, 22 gussets, and about 2 coils of nails that we used. So the materials total ended up $72 as of September of 2022. Those prices have been fluctuating a lot in the past few years, but that's where they're at right now. The labor, we got into it $95 per truss to build them. These aren't done, but we have I estimate maybe one man hour left to finish the gussets to tie those in. So that worked out at $95 labor, and then I estimated for delivery it's going to be about, if you break it down per truss, about $13 per truss to load them on a trailer, take them to the job site and unload them and come back, just to try to cover everything. So the store-bought trusses currently are around $215 each. These cost $180 each for me to make them in the shop. We used a little bit of electricity. I doubt it was $10 in electric for shop time. Then you could get into a lot of things if you wanted to deduct costs for the building and whatnot. But because it's a one-time, we probably every 2 or 3 years will build a set of trusses. It's not very often. I'm comfortable with that. So $180 for me to build them and deliver them, or $215 to buy them store-bought, delivered to the job site. The only reason that I built these was because of time frame. They're running 4 to 6 weeks out for trusses now to be delivered from the time you order them. And even though for what's happened with me for ordering them, even though if I gave the salesman an order today for trusses, they have to turn around, send the information to the truss company. They have to turn around and bid it out, figure the cost. So that's several days usually before we even get a price back. And then we confirm the order. Then it goes into the system. And then it's the 4 to 6 weeks to get trusses. We're running out of time. Winter's coming. Up here in Vermont, it's 34 degrees outside right now. It's a little bit cool. It's turning the foliage beautiful, but anyway, you can check that out on my other channel, Ken's Scenic Journeys. A little plug there. So it was worth doing it more for the time frame. It's just not something we enjoy doing. So that's just a quick update on what we did. And we're done. So we'll move on and get on job site building. So thanks for watching. We'll see you.